Canada is home to over 38,000 kilometers of highways. Located all across the country, these include both paved and unpaved highways. Canada being such a massive country, some of these highways are truly isolated. But have you ever wondered what are the most isolated highways in Canada? Well, in this video, we're going to be discussing two of the most isolated highways we have here in Canada. Hello, my geography buffs. This is Ali, and welcome back to Urban Atlas. Now, before we can discuss the top two most isolated highways, we need to first identify what types of highway are located within Canada. Well, Transport Canada identifies three main types of highways, these being core routes, feeder routes, or remote and northern routes. Now, if we're interested in finding out what the most isolated highways are, we're most likely going to be looking at the remote and northern routes, which are usually routes that connect small towns to important economic areas. It's important to note that in Canada, to be considered a highway, you don't need to follow any specific minimum speed limits, nor does the road actually have to be paved. In fact, there's many highways in Canada that are actually unpaved. A great example of this is the famous Dempster Highway. And for the purpose of this analysis, I'm going to consider any road with the term highway in its name as a highway. And to analyze how isolated a potential highway is, I'm going to look at how hard that highway is to access. And as you can imagine, the majority of the more isolated highways in Canada are actually located within the Canadian territories, one of which is the relatively unknown Nanisivik Highway, located in the far north of Baffin Island. This highway actually connects the small Inuit hamlet of Arctic Bay to a town called Nanisivik, as well as the Nanisivik Airport. Today, the town of Nanisivik sits empty, but it was constructed back in 1975 as a company town to support the lead, zinc mining and mineral processing operations of the Nanisivik mine, which was in operation from 1976 to 2002. The Nanisivik Highway is considered one of the world's northernmost roads, as it's located over 700 kilometers north of the Arctic Circle. The road is totally unpaved. It's approximately 36 kilometers long and reaches a maximum elevation of 527 meters above sea level. The area is prone to heavy winds, as well as poor visibility at times. It takes approximately 45 to 60 minutes to drive the entire length of the highway. However, there is another highway located in Nunavut that's actually even more remote than the Nanisivik Highway. Located on Ellesmere Island, we have the Eureka Highway. This is a 20-kilometer route that starts just west of the Eureka weather station and heads east towards the Eureka Airport and beyond. Now, for those who don't know, Eureka is actually a research base located on Ellesmere Island. Eureka is the second most northern research base located in Canada after Alert, which is also located on Ellesmere Island. And like the Nanisivik Highway, the Eureka Highway is totally unpaved. Surprisingly, part of the Eureka Highway also has Google Street View, so you can actually check it out for yourself. Now, the precipitation in the area is so low that it's considered a polar desert, and any snow that does fall in the area stays around for the whole winter. The Eureka Highway is located so far north that between mid-October and February, the area is plunged into total darkness. Nevertheless, this seems like a totally awesome and interesting place to go for a road trip. Another interesting fact about Eureka is that it's claimed to be the coldest inhabited place in Canada, with temperatures averaging negative 19.7 degrees Celsius. Now, the reason I decided on these two highways as the most isolated in Canada is because you actually cannot even access them without flying to Nunavut first. Because both of these highways are located on islands, one being Baffin Island and the other being Ellesmere Island, and thus they are not even connected to the rest of the road network. In fact, any road or highway in Nunavut are not connected to the rest of the road network because Nunavut itself has no connection via road to any other territory or province in Canada. Now, I know many of you are going to say that these are not even real highways, but according to Transport Canada's official definition of remote and northern highways, both of these highways do make the cut because both of them connect small rural hamlets to their local airports, which are considered locations of economic importance. And thus, if you like learning more about Canadian geography, remember to subscribe to my channel. It only takes a few seconds of your time, but it means the world to me. as it keeps me going and keeps me motivated to keep making awesome content like this for you guys. And as always, if you like the video, comment below what you'd like to see next, share this video with your friends, and as always, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.